Welcome to the complete animation of the wolves from Walt Disney Animation Studios' masterpiece, Zootopia. So I've done several videos on Zootopia before, but those were all with big named characters. This is about wolves, and it's kind of sad that wolves don't really have that big of a deal in Zootopia. They exist everywhere, but none of them are really major characters, and I think that is a real shame because I like wolves. Wolves are my favorite animal. They have been since I was a kid. In fact, when I was a kid, I was one of those ones who would be like going to the school library and finding every book that they had on wolves and just poring over those. Thinking back to those books, some of them were really poorly written, but you know, what can you do when you're a kid in the pre-internet age looking for information on your favorite animal? And the design of wolves in Zootopia is top-notch. They really struck a perfect balance between looking like an actual animal and also being, you know, like cartoon characters that can walk and talk. They look really good. But one of the problems with the wolves in Zootopia is they don't show up enough, but also their character models all seem to basically be identical with slight variations in color, because I don't know. They all seem to look very similar to one another. Unlike, you know, like the more main characters, especially the rabbits. There's so many rabbits who look really unique from one another. So, here's hoping that Zootopia 2 shows more wolves. I think that I like Zootopia and its version of animals much better than a movie like Sing. The world of Sing, it's a whole lot faster and looser with its animals, and it has so many of them, and a bunch of them are basically just domestic animals, which is kind of weird. In Zootopia, they're all wild animals, and I like that. I like that there's no dogs in Zootopia. There are wolves, although kind of wish there were hyenas. Now, one of the best parts about Zootopia is the fur. The fur in Zootopia just looks so good. And they really nailed the fur on the wolf characters. They have just the right amount of floof. It's not like Sing 2, where Portia Crystal has an absolutely ungodly amount of fur around her neck and head. It works for that movie, but I really just like the amount of fur that they have here in Zootopia. Now, you'll notice that I am not only including Zootopia in this complete animation, but I'm also including Zootopia 2, Zootopia Plus, forgive me. And one of the things that I noticed going through all the footage of Zootopia for this complete animation video is just how much better the main characters are than the background characters. It's when you've watched the movie for the first time and you're watching it, you know, as intended, the background works. But when you really look close at the background characters, the illusion starts to break. There really aren't that many different animals in Zootopia, and background characters really just kind of rely too much on canned animations. It's kind of weird when you pay really close attention to all the background characters in Zootopia. You start to notice all the shortcuts that, you know, that doesn't ruin anything, but it really shows that the background characters were secondary. But one of my favorite things about Zootopia Plus is how much it was able to get use out of all the old assets. I think that's one of the reasons why they were able to make Zootopia Plus, because they were able to pitch it as, look, all these assets still work. And we can make an entire, short series. Like this bit here in the episode where Sam the otter is trying and failing to be a waitress to Flash and Priscilla. In the background, those two wolves, I think those are the exact character models used in the two wolves at the guardhouse in the hospital in the main movie. And that's why Zootopia Plus was able to be made, because they were able to recycle those assets and everything just worked better. And not only does this complete animation include all of the Zootopia Plus, I also included all the promotional material I could get my hands on. Like this bit, where famous YouTuber Zach King was able to basically have a cameo as a wolf. And this is one of the best bits of animation in the entire series, and it's not in the movie. Thanks for watching.